how to get a visa appointment at a VFS Global here in India, and particularly for the category of visa category of blue card, which is also known as an employment visa. So this is very typical scenario, and I recently had a need where I wanted to apply for this employment visa, and I realized that there are no enough slots on the VFS Global site, and there are around 22 centers in India, and not all of those 22 centers offers a blue card appointment directly, and almost all of those centers had a booking for next 2 3 months already done beforehand. That's why I was put into a waiting list, and this is very common problem for many people who has found a job in the European countries and want to apply for a blue card visa. And now, since here in India, considering the population shortage of the employees that are working under VFS, we don't have enough slots. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how I managed to get an appointment, and I want to give in detailed information about the entire process. I want to explain why there is a waiting list alternative that you can try to speed up your process, and you can make it to your employment visa appointment. You can see I'm on my VFS dashboard, and this is the page where we land to book our appointments for the visa. All kind of visas you book it from the VFS Global. These are the third party service providers to many government in many countries actually. So let's talk about the situation here in India. So there are 22 centers, and not all of them actually offers a blue card employment visa. So if you go to like any particular, for example, I'm living in Pune currently. If I choose my center, Pune Visa Application Center, I don't see category for the employment. Yes, the national visa is there, but I just have a D visa stamping option. I don't see employment or the blue card option, and it goes with all of the centers. Like it's not like all of the centers have an facility to offer all categories of visa. In my case, the Mumbai Visa Application Center is uh, something is offering me an employment visa, and reason being I'm applying for the visa for the employment in the Germany, and in Mumbai we have General Consulate of Germany, so that's why Mumbai has that slot. So if I go to employment, and then I choose a national visa, because employment visa comes under national visa, and if I see a blue card, then it says that currently no slots are available for selected category. Now this is the actual problem. Reason being, what I read from their pages, from their FAQ page, what VFS says that there are a lot of application coming to the VFS, and considering the number of employees and the system they have, they are not able to process it. That's why they keep the applicants into a waiting list. So let me tell you my experience. I have applied for this blue card employment visa a week back. I was waiting days after days, and I don't see any response from VFS, and it really made me think whether I'm going to get appointment or not. And it makes you feel anxiety, it gives you anxiety, you feel a little panicked, but I will tell you, I ultimately got an appointment, and I just wanted to tell you, if you don't get appointment, there is a still alternative that you can try, and I want to describe that. So first thing, I fortunately got appointment. The delay was not that much. I applied for the waiting list. I enrolled myself in the waiting list on the August 22, and on August 29 I got an email confirming that there are the slots available and I can book. So that is again more of the region specific. In my case, since I'm living in Pune, I had a Mumbai, which is my nearest application center. It's not about what is your nearest application center, it is about what is the center where you are legally eligible to apply for. So it's not like you can find a slot somewhere in the Chennai, and or in the Kochi, and you see that available slot. There are plenty of available slots, and you are living in Pune or Mumbai like mine, so you cannot book a visa there. Because what German missions in India site tells us that we should apply for a center where we are physically located, where we are living. They call it as a local jurisdiction for your visa processing, and it depends on your address actually. So for example, if your passport has an address in the region where that region or that address is covered under a Mumbai consulate, uh, then you have to book a slot at a Mumbai region. But if you are living outside of your home jurisdiction since last 6 months, then you have a right to apply for a visa in that particular center. For example, I have an address of Pune, my home address on my passport, but I'm living in a Kochi since last 6 months because of my job reasons, and I have a valid residential proof like the rental agreement or the rental slip. I can present that residential proofs to a visa center, and I can get my appointment booked at a Kochi, and they can process my visa. So that's a point. If you are living outside of your home jurisdiction, and you have a residential proof that you are living in that area since last 6 months, then you have a right to apply to that particular center. So I see many people has used this strategy. I want to tell you one more thing. I tried to reach out to my VFS center, which in my case is a Mumbai VFS center, and I wrote them a couple of email requesting that I need appointment for a blue card employment visa category due to personal agency, and I don't find the slots online. Can you help me in getting it earlier? But it seems there is a no point in making this a request via email. I don't found any promising response from them, any response which is helpful. They have this template which they forward to everyone. They just tell that we understand your situation and your need, but we cannot offer you an appointment. You have to request it via the portal itself, and portal now at this stage don't have that feature where it tells you what is the waiting time or when you are going to get an appointment. So this is something I feel the VFS should focus on to improve, because they just keep us added in the waiting list, and then there we don't have any information like how much I have to wait. There should be at least some agreement, some service level agreement from the VFS side that you ideally will be waiting for the 2 to 4 weeks. Like that's a time. It can be less than that, but up to max it can take a 4 week, but not more than that. So I firmly believe that there should be something of this policy. They should put all this information they put on their site where they tell that you will be put in a waiting list maximum up to 4 weeks, and we'll be able to give a date within 4 weeks. But we don't have that. So since we don't know the exact date, people like me keep on waiting, and we don't know when we are going to get an appointment, and it's like everything uncertain to you. Now, this is the email that you get once the slots are available. So, first email you get is regarding when you put yourself in the waiting list. I got this email after 1 week of have been put into a waiting list, and it is that you have 48 hours now to book and request. If you don't do that, 48 hours, then again you will be put into a waiting list, and again you have to wait until we send your slots available booking mail, and then you can take it ahead. So yes, this is also very short window I feel, because I opened this email in after 15 minutes I got it, and when I tried to book an appointment just after 15 minutes, I looked for a date which was earliest, and during just 2 minutes when I was booking an earliest date for in my case I was trying to book an appointment on the 2nd of October, and while I was just filling the details and making a payment, during that 2 to 3 minutes, the date got booked and the window shifted to 2 3 days ahead. So from the 2nd October, it went to a 5th October, and I then had to book a 5th October instead of 2nd, because in just 2 3 minutes, few other applicants, they have booked that slot. So yes, this is one thing they should improve on their portal. If the slots are available, you don't show them while doing a booking. So if they are already picked by someone or someone is making a payment for that slot, then you just keep it holded and don't show the slot. But yeah, it's all because of the demands, or I don't know if there is a, but they say it is because of the demands, but I don't know if it's really because of the demands or there is a flaw in their system and their software. So I tried to research about what is their ideal waiting time, and on the india.diplo.de, which is the German mission's official site, I found that they have this document where they say that the waiting time for the visa appointment at the German mission in India, and this is what I found. So what they say here is there are the categories, different categories, and for the employment category, they say that region specific, the time for the waiting it can be 5 weeks. So what they say is, in my case, in the Mumbai, they say that 5 weeks is a time that you can be put into a waiting list. Don't firmly believe it, because I have reached out to multiple peoples in my network who recently got the appointments and they went through this entire visa process. Uh, so what I got to know from them is uh, it's completely random. Sometimes you can get an appointment within just 1 or 2 days. Sometimes you have to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and in some cases I also observed that the people have waited for the 1.5 month to 2 months. They say that it's completely random. You sometimes wait for the week or two, and sometimes you have to wait for the 2 months just to get your slot. So it's just a waiting time. I'm saying you wait for 2 months, 1.5 month or the 2 months, just to get opportunity to book a slot, and after that you get a slot after 1 month. So like in my case, I waited for 1 week, and then after 1 week I got a slot which is of 1 month later. And then again it's just a slot where you have an appointment, you submit your application, there is again a time, then there are again further things where it will take a 1 or 2 week to process your visa application, your document verification, all that. This is a table which indicates that what is your local jurisdiction for the visa application for the German missions, for the German employment visa. So the states of Maharashtra, Gujarat, Goa, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Daman and Diu, they come under Mumbai. And for Bangalore, it's Karnataka, Kerala, Chennai, all that. So these are the states, and these are your German consulates which you belong to, and there your visa application ideally goes. But this state means what is there you are living since last. So if you are living in this state since last 6 months, then you have a right to apply to this visa application center, irrespective of what address is there on your passport. There is one good thing about this, though, which is for the people who fall under the Kolkata German consulate. For them, there is a possibility for applying the blue card visa online. So they have enabled the blue card appointment online, and it's completely online process, including booking your appointment and all that. So if you fall under the Kolkata German consulate, then you don't need to go to a VFS and the book an appointment. The Kolkata General Consulate, it doesn't follow the VFS Global or the VFS so you can simply skip the VFS appointment and all that. Instead of that, we have a really good system which is an online visa application. I really think this is a really good step from the German mission in India, in the Kolkata General Consulate, and the people falling under the Kolkata region, they are able to use this service. But in the future, I really hope that this service becomes available all over India, so that people don't face problems of the booking appointment and all other things via VFS, and they can directly do an applications in a digitized manner directly with the German consulate, and not involve any third party like the VFS or anything of that sort. So important point, if you fall under a Kolkata's German consulate region, then you don't need to worry about the VFS appointment and all that. You simply come to this page and you start your online application from here. And this is actually quite faster. I have also asked one of my connection who has recently made to a Germany, and in that person's case, the process was very fast because she applied via this online process, and she was belonging to a Kolkata region, and the entire process was completely hassle free and very fast compared to the VFS one. In some cases, it can be like max 2 weeks. In a 2 weeks, you get your visa stamp on your passport. You get your visa in your hand from the date of application. Like I'm saying that from the date where you apply online to a date where you get a visa in your hand, it's a 2 weeks of time, and that's really great. I feel because you are going with the online application. These are the advantages of applying online. You submit your paperless application. You don't need to carry the two sets of paper copies for each of the document. And the most important things, you have a direct contact with the German mission. You don't you not need to involve VFS here. All set for in-person appointment. You get an in-person appointment quickly. Status of the processing is always clear because you have access to your online dashboard. And there is a security and standards for putting your data also, because you are doing everything in a digital manner. There is no papers involved. It's very safe. But unfortunately, in India, it's not enabled everywhere. It's only a people of Kolkata. They are fortunate enough to use this.